Watch. The Kim. Content warning. This story discusses domestic violence. Selma Blair was granted a restraining order against ex-Ronald Carlson after he allegedly attacked her in her home. Blair requested Carlson stay at least 100 yards away from herself and her 10-year-old son, Arthur St. Blair Blake, after Carlson allegedly assaulted her on Feb 22 when he went to drop off a TV set, according to her February 25 restraining order requests obtained by E! News on March 9. In the same afternoon as the alleged attack, Carlson was arrested at his home and charged with felony domestic violence per the document. Blair stated in the papers, "I am in significant fear for my own safety and the safety of my young son who resides with me." A judge gave Blair a temporary restraining order on February 25, which lasts until her hearing on March 22. According to documents, the Portlandia star was at home receiving IV treatment for several hours under the supervision of a nurse, leaving her weak by the end of the session. She was advised to have the treatment for her multiple sclerosis. At about 2:45 p.m., Carlson arrived to drop off the TV she requested to watch VHS tapes, saying, "There's your King TV," the document stated. Carlson allegedly threw down the keys he was returning and said, "You ked up, you can't do anything, you can't love anybody, you're King useless." He continued, allegedly saying, "I don't King deserve this, I can do so much better than you." She said she replied, "I cannot put up with this anymore and hope you can find someone else, good luck, you're a loser." Blair said in the documents that it was at this point that he became enraged and lunged at her on the couch, strangling her and restricting her breathing while she tried to call for help from the housekeeper who was upstairs. She stated that she tried to fight him off by shoving her hand in his face, shoving her fingers in what she believed were his eyes and mouth. She claimed that she lost consciousness for a few seconds during the attack, the documents said. She eventually fell down the gap created, hitting her head on the floor. Carlson allegedly lifted her up and down, causing her to hit her head on the floor, the documents shared. When Blair managed to stand up, he used his open hand in a forceful slapping or pushing motion at her head. Blair said in the documents that he continued to yell at her, saying, "I will King kill you" multiple times before he left the house. Her housekeeper arrived downstairs minutes after he left, and her assistant arrived to her home with Blair's son about 30 minutes after he left, she said in the document. She recapped what happened and had her assistant take photos of her injuries. According to photos included in her restraining order and in her declaration, Blair had bruises on her neck and biceps, as well as cuts and scrapes on her chin and jaw area. Blair called 911 after her assistant took photos. Los Angeles police took one photo from her full face, 3 photos from the red marks around her neck and under her chin, and 3 photos from the red marks in her left and right hand, according to Blair's declaration. While speaking with LAPD officers who arrived after she called 911, she said in her declaration that she developed a heavily bleeding nose that made her unconscious. She was transported to the hospital for treatment. After police were called, Carlson was arrested from his home. He spoke with police after his arrest. He said that did not put his hands on Selma and at no point he hit Selma during this incident, according to the police report included in Blair's restraining order request. The document stated that he had scratches on his nose and under his left eye. Upon his arrest, his daughter who lived with him was sent to a family friend's house with his permission, the document said. She said in the restraining order paperwork that he has an unregistered, loaded firearm in his possession, which she said adds to her safety concerns. Blair and Carlson were together from 2013 to 2016 before taking a 3-year break, getting back together in 2019, Blair shared in her declaration. They recently called things off before the alleged incident, she continued.